And Class A, it's Donald Seaman of Bellevue East facing Kevin James of Omaha Benson. In Class B, John Stinner of Gering taking on Tyrice Ellebb. Thank you. I remember I had to get that one. Tyrice Ellebb of Boystown. In Class C, it'll be Scott Swenson of Raymond Central facing Brandon Marreel of Loganview. And in Class D, Tad Kastl of East Butler taking on Scott Kohel of Ansley-Arcadia. And we have some undefeateds in this weight class. Well, we have a couple of one losses, I guess. We have Brandon Marreel, 30-1, and Scott Swenson, 30-1 in Class C. So a good matchup there. And immediately we get a takedown in Class C as picking up the points, Brandon Marreel of Loganview.
Other than Tad Kastl.
Oh, man, what a throw in Class C. And, man, what a... I can't keep up with which is which, but we end up with an escape, and now it's 2-1 as Swenson gets out of there. Those two really rolled around, and both almost had air fall.
I think there might be a pin in that match.
Tell you, a couple of real strong kids in Class C. Now in D, we get close to getting a couple of points as Tad Kastl trying to get a throw, and then it's Kohel of Ansley-Arcadia almost coming away with it, and they both end up. We do have
Ellebb got a takedown over in Class B for Boystown.
And now a pin.
There's the pin.
Well, you predicted that one right. Well, those two really went after it. And the pin, Swenson of Raymond Central will finish at 31-1. So
there's our fourth pin. The first person to have 4 pins through the tournament right there.
Great job by Swenson. Boy, he is a pinning machine, isn't he? He almost got pinned himself, but
that's the way heavyweight is a lot of time. It's pin or be pinned.
Yep.
Over in Class A, we've got Kevin James of Benson, unranked wrestler, 8-1. I looked in the last ratings, Benson had another wrestler ranked 3rd. So obviously he must have beat him out in the last couple weeks to qualify for the districts and go to the state tournament.
And ends up here, yeah.
And he ends up in the finals.
See, I'm trying to figure out how many matches would he have wrestled through. Would he had any matches prior to?
Well, he would have wrestled maybe 1 or 2 prior to the district.
So he was probably like 1-1 going into districts. And, of course, some people would argue about that in Class A, but also for him to get to the state finals, though, shows he is able to get through.
Some thunder coming from over on the Class B mat as Tyrice Ellebb slams John Stinner down to the mat. Stinner from Gering, ranked number 6. He's just a sophomore, 26-3. Ellebb, a junior. He's 24-1. Last night, beat the number 1 ranked wrestler in the state in double overtime.
As he took care of Jake Anderson of Lexington, who was unbeaten. In Class D, Tad Kastl of East Butler was 2nd last year at 275 and 3rd at 275 as a sophomore. And Scott Kohel was 4th last year, 189. So a couple of guys with a lot of experience and a couple of real strong guys. No score in that match yet in Class D.
Yeah, other than the 2 wrestlers in D, the majority of these guys wrestling heavyweight are a bunch of newcomers to the state tournament. Tyrice Ellebb from Boystown gained the nickname House when he came to Boystown because he was an 8th grader that weighed 300 pounds, and they said he was big as a house. He wears a size 17 shoe.
Wow. Obviously, he's lost quite a bit of weight. He had to get down to 275.
I think what has happened is he's kind of grown into his body a little bit. He's really leaned up and put on some muscle and got rid of a little bit of the baby fat. So gave up an escape there at the end of the period to make it 2-1 in favor of Ellebb in Class B.
We also have a 2-1 score in Class A as Kevin James leading Donald Seaman of Bellevue East.
That was a nice shot by James, but unable to finish it. There's a warning in Class D against Scott Kohel on the bottom. Apparently the official's feeling he's not making any attempt to escape. There's an escape by Tyrice Ellebb in Class B. Wrestling real aggressive against the Gering wrestler is Ellebb.
Well, a lot of tight matches in the last 3 matches of the afternoon. Again, we do have team champions, Omaha Gross, Omaha North, North and A, Gross and B. Albion in C and Greeley in D.
There's a warning against Kastl, and 1 point awarded to Scott Kohel.
Imagine, of course.
I think there's some confusion as to. No, I think they just had to stop the match to tie a shoe for Kastl.
We're now tied at 2-2 in Class A between James and Seaman. They're all knotted up with 39 seconds to go in the second period. And, boy, there's some rolling around going all over there. A couple of big fellas really knocking heads.
As an official, those are the ones you try to stay quite a ways away from.
Yeah, I noticed they are, too.
look how far away they are.
That's a good point. I never even know.
You watch those lightweights, and they're right in there ready to make that call, but they get the big boys out there, and they get about 15 feet away. There's a takedown for Kevin James of Benson.
And he goes ahead 4-2.
Right at the end of the period.
In B, it's Ellebb still leading at 3-1 with 1:01 to go in the second period. And it's now 2-0. Scott Kohel leading Ted Kastl in Class D with 12 seconds to go in the second period. So Kastl will have to get to work here. And now a stoppage in Class A. That's nothing unusual. Now Ellebb in Class B comes up with 2 points. And he'll lead at 5-1 with 39 seconds to go in the second period. In Ellebb, a junior, 24-1, and he had the 2 pins, and as you mentioned, had the tough win in the semifinal. So it was a pretty tough class in Class B.
In Ellebbe's corner for Boystown, one of their assistant coaches, Bobby Headley from Elkhorn. He was one of the wrestlers that had a chance to be a 4-timer, but missed out his sophomore year, 4-time state champ. That was back in the late 80s and early 90s.
Right now in Class D, they just get underway in the third period, and Ted Kastl on the bottom from East Butler needs to get at least 2 points to top the match. He trails 2-0 against Scott Kohel of Ansley-Arcadia, who's an unbeaten senior at 27-0, and it's kind of. And now in
a takedown by Donald Seaman ties the match at 4-4
over in Class
A with 1 minute and 30 seconds to go.
I don't know if I had this right or not, but I had in Class D that Kastl came in as the #1 ranked wrestler.
Yes,
right?
Yes.
And Kohel was number 4, even though he was unbeaten. Yeah. Of course, Kastl, I think they were going with the fact he was the state runner-up a year ago.
Yeah, he's placed twice down here. He's second and third.
So we're tied in Class A at 4-4 with 1:13 to go in the third period. Over in Class B, it's 5-2 with Tyrice Ellebb.
We've got a near fall situation, a pin situation on the Class A mat with Donald Seaman holding Kevin James on his back. James able to roll through. But he did get a 3-point near fall. That gives him a 7-4 lead with about 50 seconds remaining in Class A.
And now we're tied at 2-2 in Class D.
John Stinner from Gering gets the escape to make it 5-3. He's within a takedown, a tie in the match in Class B.
So we're tied 2-2 in D. It's now 7-4 in Class A with Seaman leading James. And in Class B, it's Ellebb still leading 5-3 with 1:26 to go.
Seaman getting another near fall situation. He has not able to hold on to it. There's a reversal by Kevin James. He's up by 1, a quick tilt, and he could win the match, but I don't know if he's going to have time.
Down to 9 seconds in Class A, and James will have to hurry.
And I think the clock's going to run out. We've got a reversal. We've tied things up in Class D. Ted Kastl has just reversed Scott Kohel.
And he took the lead. Took the lead 4-2.
Took the lead 4-2.
So Kastl now leading with 36 seconds to go in that match. So Kastl now will let him escape 4-3. Now Kastl has to be careful not to get stalling.
Because he has been called already.
Right.
So.
There are 27 seconds remaining in that match. 4-3 Kastl leading in Class D. Still 5-3 Ellebb leading in Class B. And a champion in Class A, Kevin James, wins it.
Seaman. No, it's Donald Seaman.
Excuse me. Yeah, Donald Seaman, 7-6. He wins it in Class A. So 2 matches remaining in this.
Still close in both of these matches. A takedown could make a big difference in either one of these matches. Class B, Tyrice Ellebb is leading 5-3 with about 40 seconds to go.
And Kastl, I think, has to be careful here not to get the stalling, and that's what the coaches are calling for. from Ansley-Arcadia. They want to get a stall, and I think that's going to happen.
There it is.
Yep.
That's going to tie that match up.
Yep. And I think that was an obvious one. There was no doubt.
And we just had a stalling call in the Class B match, which makes it 5-4 with 25 seconds remaining.
And now we'll have an overtime in Class D. So an overtime, sudden death overtime, they'll both start up and they go right after it. Boy, no rest there. I don't know if they let them lean their heads together. They normally do that. When they started the match, they both had their heads together. They were so
not
exhausted.
Normally. It just depends on how nitpicky the referee wants to get. There's a takedown by Ted Kastl. A quick arm drag for a takedown to win the title.
What a job by Kastl. So Kastl, the state champion, winning in overtime, 6-4.
And we've got 5 seconds in the final match of this year's state tournament. Tyrice Ellebb winning 5-4. He has been called for stalling. He does have to stay aggressive. Stinner tries his desperation move. Ellebb gets a takedown and wins his first state title. He's a junior. We'll probably see him back again next year.
Now some exciting finishes here at the 275-pound weight class. It's unusual in that it's the only one where you give the maximum you can weigh. The rest are all the minimum you can weigh. But the 275-pound weight classes are over. We will have medal ceremonies coming up for the rest of the medal winners of the weight classes from 142 on.
Some outstanding matches.
It really was.
It was a great day. And got to see a little bit of history with the Nordhus brothers winning their 4 state titles each, and 2 of them.
We didn't get a chance to mention that when we started today, the place was sold out, and I really think that the situation with the 2 Nordhuses was a big reason why. I mean, we always get a huge crowd, but that certainly had to pack a few more on that maybe didn't have a wrestler here that said, I've got to go see this.
Without a doubt, they've added to the sport of wrestling in the state of Nebraska. One thing, just while we got a second here, we should point out to thank the Mat girls from Aurora High School. They did a lot of work this weekend running the bout cards back and forth between the matches. They're sponsored by Shelley Wooford, the coach from Aurora's wife. So they did a great job too, as well as everyone that helped put on the tournament and move mats and everything else. It's a big job that they get done.
Well, I've got to thank Rex Jones from the Nebraska School Activities Association. Took some time out last week to go over some things with me on state wrestling, and had a lot of help from Condi Sargent, also the NSAA, who helps us both out getting a lot of information to us. And the job they do is just outstanding, and of course the whole group from the NSAA, what they do to put this tournament on. Let's look at the results now from 275 pounds. First of all, in Class A, Donald Seaman of Bellevue East wins 7-6 over Kevin James of Omaha Benson. In Class B, Tyrice Ellebb of Boystown, a 7-4 winner over John Stinner of Gering. In Class C, it was Scott Swenson of Raymond Central getting a pin over Brandon Marreel of Loganview. And in Class D, Tad Kastl of East Butler getting a 6-4 overtime victory over Scott Kohel of Ansley-Arcadia.